Hello students, let's read this question. Mr. Gonzalez receives a constant salary per hour. I'm going to start highlighting while I'm reading. Mr. Gonzalez receives a constant salary per hour plus a monthly bonus. The equation y equals 12x plus 125 can be used in this situation where y represents the total monthly income of Mr. Gonzalez and X represents the number of hours worked. X is the number of hours worked in the month. Which statement describes the monthly salary given this equation? We underline or circle and box, and now we're gonna go to elaborate. For elaborate, guys, since I have to go from an equation to a verbal description, you see, we got a equation, we have to go to a verbal description. The strategy that I'm gonna do is for each of the choices, I'm gonna be analyzing each sentence and generate its own equation. And then I'm gonna compare the equation for each of the choices with the equation that's given right here. You see it, guys? Okay, so I'm gonna start by writing four divisions in the space that we have so we can work them out. So notice, guys, that here on the bottom section, I label A, B, C, and D, and I'm gonna be using these spaces for each of the sentences in the choices. Also, what I did, you see how they gave us an equation? This is given. I copied this given equation down here. Then remember, guys, how on the story, I'm using the same colors I have on the story so that you can track me better what we're doing. They started saying that the salary is constant. So this is the constant rate of change. And now they say that it is per hour. So depending on the number of hours, we're gonna multiply that value. That's why we have times x. For x, I'm using the pink. See that, guys? So like, for example, if he works just 1 hour, we will have to multiply 12 times 1. And if he works 2 hours, we will have to multiply this 12 by 2. You see? Okay, then it says plus, so I put a plus in here. A monthly bonus. Since they said a monthly bonus, what it means is that this monthly bonus is just gonna be once. This word means it's just gonna happen once. So it's not gonna be repeated. And if it's not repeated, we're not gonna multiply that value by any other number or by any variable. So then it's just a standard, it's a constant value. This is constant rate of change, and this one here is a constant value. It's different. Constant value means it's not gonna change, and the rate of change means it's gonna be changing depending on what? On the x. But this is a constant value, the 125. Okay, so now we're gonna try to see how all this information fits in here. Then here on choice A, let's get started with choice A. They said Mr. Gonzalez has a bonus of 12. So this is the constant value here. And then they said he earns 125. This is the salary. And this is per hour. Then for choice A, the equation that we will have will be y equals 12 is just a bonus. So this is just once. So I can just put this once. And earned, so that will be a plus 125 per hour. This per means multiplication. And the hour is going to be changing, so we multiply that by the x. But then here in the equation, we just use the multiplication dot, or we just put the coefficient 125 in front of the x. Goes like this. And the 12, I got it because it's the constant in this situation. The 125 is the rate of change. And because it's next to the per hour, and the x is our variable. And we compare this to the given equation. And on the given equation, the 12 multiplies the x. You see this, guys? I'm highlighting on what it says given. But here on choice A, 125 multiplies x. So we cannot take this choice. Now let's go analyze B. For choice B, they said Mr. Gonzalez has a bonus of 125. So this is the constant value. And then earns 12 per hour. So this is the rate of change. And they said a constant salary, I put it in pink and orange, I'm sorry, and then says per hour. And I'm gonna do the equation. So I'm gonna say this is the y equals, then they have a constant bonus of 125. So that's gonna be just once, a bonus. So that means one bonus. And this n means the plus 12 per hour. 12 per hour. So multiply the x. You see that, guys? I'm gonna compare this to the equation given. This will be my constant, this will be the rate of change, and this is a variable. On the equation given, I have to multiply 12 times x, and here is working. And then the constant value is just 125, and on this one I have 125. Awesome, so this might be my answer. Do we have to check the other ones? Absolutely yes. Let's do it. Mr. Gonzalez earns 125 per hour. So what does that tell you? This is gonna be multiplied depending on how many hours he works. So the rate of change, we put it in orange, and per hour goes in pink. And then here they say, and has a bonus. So that's gonna happen just once. The bonus is $12. So for choice C, the equation will look like this. Y equals 125 per hour that we represent with a variable. That's the 125 is gonna multiply the number of hours. And the bonus is just one. So we add that value here. So this and means plus. And we compare these values. So the constant, I chose yellow for that. The rate of change, I put it in orange. And the value of the variable, I put it in pink. And the plus, which is this one here, should be this one here. And I compare my answer. And choice C, you see 125 multiplies x. But on the given equation, 12 multiplies x, not 125. Can we use this answer as a correct answer? No, we can't. Great, now let's analyze D. For choice D, we have Mr. Gonzalez earns 125 per hour. Okay, so this is the rate of change, and it's gonna change depending on the hours during the first 12 days. So in 12 days. So here looks like the monthly salary Y is gonna be 125 per hour, and that's gonna be in 12 days. So all this needs to be repeated 12 times. This 125 is the rate of change. Put it in orange, remember? And this I put it in pink. But I don't have anything multiplying in my given equation. Look, guys, I have a plus, and here, because this is gonna happen in 12 days, needs to be repeated 12 times. See this on D? And we don't have that in the given equation. This value is not being multiplied. So definitely our answer, guys, is gonna be letter B. Awesome, guys. Great job.